Hello, this is Leonie from the Gardens of Blessings TV. And if you are new to this channel, my channel is about family lifestyle, country living, selling naturally homegrown plants, and hopefully marketing other products too. And mostly, my channel is building awareness on child anxiety. So if you are interested in these topics, please consider subscribing. Gardens of Blessing TV is a very new channel, and it is going on its second month. This channel is on its 165th subscriber. So I have 165 subscribers now as of recording of this video. So that's 165 subscribers. Yes. Okay, and I also have about 700 views and around about 14 watch hours. Wow. Okay, so very far from the channel goal, which is about 1,000 and 1,000 subscribers, right? And watch hours of 4,000 to see Gardens of Blessing TV really sailing and monetized. But I really don't care. I'm just hoping I could get there before January 25 of 21, right? So yeah, I'm crossing my fingers. But for now, I'm taking my time focusing on my content and my niche. Yeah, because I really don't have a really good content yet, but I'm trying my best. So I am bringing you in my initial journey on building up this channel, and through the online courses on project management from Piedmont, Virginia Community College Division of Workforce Services, and that is Ed2Go. So relevant links that are mentioned in this video are in the description box below. So now let's continue with my journey and the highlights of lesson 2. And I am going to show you again my classroom. Okay, this is my classroom. Here it is. So I'm actually done with this, and going here, and it's redirecting, and here it is. Okay, my internet is quite slow, but I think it's getting there. So we are done with 1, and this is 2. I'm actually on my lesson 7 right now, but I'm going to share to you my lesson 2, and lesson 2 is challenges of part-time project managers. Alright, so anyway, before we proceed, I would like to mention the topics that we did on our lesson 1. So our lesson 1 was about essential skills of a project manager, and these are the following. So the skills on defining your project, planning your project, anticipate problems, communicate with stakeholders just like you, and manage your time. That is so hard to do. And manage your work. Well, I'm getting there. And control your work. Yes, I'm trying. And know when you're done. No, I am not yet done. I just started. So transition the project when it is almost there. So document, lesson, learn, and yes, I am doing it. So those were the highlights of our lesson 1. If you are new to this channel, and if you are interested to know about those things or these things that I mentioned a while ago, I have this lesson at the end of this video. So keep on watching. Alright, so our topic is challenges of a part-time project manager. But before anything else, it took me a while to really upload this lesson because I was so busy with studying with my finals exam, and I finally got it. I finally got my final exam, and I passed my final exam, and this is my final exam. Yay! Not bad for a lazy student, right? So, and of course, this course is bundle. So I've got a certificate. Okay, they give us a certificate And this is the certificate. Yay! Certificate. That is my certificate. I'm sorry I cannot really let you see the whole thing for confidentiality. Confidentiality, right. Okay, so yeah, because there's like numbers there or serial numbers. And this was actually course completed on February 28th, like that. Yeah. Yay! So that is the reason why it took me a while to keep in touch with lesson 2. So lesson 2, okay, the challenges of project manager. Okay, the first challenge of project manager is your project team doesn't report to you. Yeah, because in reality, I don't have a team. Who is my team? Yeah. Maybe for big YouTubers, they have their own team. But me, I don't have a team. The only thing that I can rely on is, is somebody who can comment on my video, who are nice. I'm hoping that when you comment on my video, you are polite enough, because I really do not know if I can handle nasty comments, because I'm still new. But this is what I'm sure about, is that commenting or the way you handle things describes what kind of person you are, how knowledgeable person you are, or how nice or desirable person you are to be around. So yeah. So anyway, project team doesn't report to you. The project team is composed of the people who have knowledge and skills to complete the work of the project. So project teams comes in all sizes. So I do not have, this is one of my challenge. So what I did is following people, video influencers such as Roberto Blake, Nick Niman, and Think Media, right? And get involved in a community of creators, and that is TubeBuddy community. And it's nice when you know that you belong to a community who can support you and guide you. So these people, these people I considered a team. I always make it a point that I can attend their live stream, because their live stream are really really beneficial. And it says here that as a project manager, generally speaking, you'll identify the work to be done, and then you'll identify the people who have the skill sets to do it. Those people report to other managers, and you'll need to negotiate their availability to work on the project. So in my case, just like my husband, I sometimes ask my husband, okay, can you help me with this, can you help me with that? But he's not available. So it's kind of like this too. So it's like you have to work around with people that will help you. Okay, so that's why I spend time on going to my TubeBuddy community. I interact with them. I really ask questions to those people. It's important to develop and maintain good relationship with those people and work together to prioritize the work of the shared team. So with this, I am trying my best to really be open-minded and try to communicate with my husband, and also communicate with those people that I looking up for, right? So challenge number 2. Challenge number 2 is cross-functional team have unique dynamics. So and another unique characteristic of project team is that they more likely to be cross-functional. As the term implies, the team consists of people who work in different departments, and together they span cross-functional or department boundaries. So if you're trying to think of it, that you are you're making your own video and have to help or ask help for people, and you have to work on how they work for you too, right? So there are significant advantages to cross-functional teams. By their very nature, cross-functional teams bring a wide range of perspective to the project. So just for example, I was mentioning to you about the video influencers that I am following. I like Roberto Blake because he is talking about the business side of YouTube. And for me, I am hoping to develop my little business through YouTube and do marketing stuff on YouTube too. So he's the person to go. And then Nick Nimmin, he is such a living book in YouTube. I am so impressed of his videos. I actually saved some of his videos. So um when you talk about settings, talking about strategies, you go for Nick. Then for TubeBuddy community, there is Andrew. I'm using the TubeBuddy app, so I still don't know how to use it. So I go to him, and he has a lot of strategies on how to use the app to help me understand my data. And because I do not really understand the responses, I still am thinking about what kind of subscribers I have right now and what kind of subscriber do I need to attract, because I really have to analyze things, you know. And this is quite challenging, but at the same time very interesting because I am depending on data. So so with those, they are cross-functional. Yeah. So now let's talk about how you can lead your project team and navigate the challenges. So this is overcoming challenges now. So those are two. First one is that your team won't report to you, and the second one is a cross-functional teams and that have unique dynamics, right? So how are we going to overcome these challenges, right? Okay, they have strategy number one, sharpen your people skill. So how am I going to sharpen my people skill? Because I am handling people around the invincible people, right? So first, find a mentor. I am right. I am following the right creators and good influencers. So I was able to find a mentor. Identify someone who has experience and success at any project or project management and ask for guidance. I am check. And build relationship and create a positive environment. Get to know each person on your team and find out what they're passionate about. So I was able to identify their functionality. So I know where to go when I need something, when I am going to do a certain kind of video, a certain planning or mindset. I just go to my playlist and check on those people or the person that I mentioned to you and check on their videos, right? So be transparent. You better off letting your team know what your strengths and limitation are up front. Yeah, I'm trying my best to be transparent to you. I don't, for the time being, I don't have much to give. So I really appreciate you sharing your time with me. And I do understand if you just pause or click next video in the middle of this discussion, because I really don't know if I could fill up the the interest that you are now. So so that's how it is. And so find your leadership style. You want to find out that all right, so find your leadership style. You'll want to find one that matches your personality and situation. So I'm kind of diplomatic type of a leader, and I am always checking on what works That's normal for a mother. If it works, it must be good, but not all good works, right? So, all right. So that is strategy, that it belongs to strategy number one. Now we have strategy number two, have a plan. That is the reason why I, you know, I enrolled in this course, because I wanted to know how to plan. How many people skip this step and then regret it later? So I really feel like I get stuck if I don't have a plan, because things happen, and when it happened, you feel like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Some kind of like that. So you have to have a plan. Now, once you have a plan, you'll need to share it with your project team and set up a communication plan. That's what I learned about project management. Communication is really, really vital, right? So stick to the plan. Okay, stick to the plan. Setting expectation won't work if you or your team breaks commitments. If you tell them you don't look at emails after work or on weekends, then don't, because if you do, then they will expect you to answer the emails around the clock. So actually, this thing also is talking about consistency, which is very, very difficult for me to, because like for now, for example, um I have a hard time to decide if I am going to use English the whole of this lesson, or I'm just going to stick with Bisaya and English. So I have to be consistent, right? Because last time, in order to be consistent, I check on my TubeBuddy, because I have a TubeBuddy app, and I was checking geographic, and I found out. I think you can also check this one in Channeletics and YouTube. I found out that I have about 278 unique viewers, and I check on the geographic that these viewer, the 278, belongs to the US. I'm not really sure how, if I understand it right, but that's part of the unique viewers. It's like, what, about what, 70%, I suppose, of it coming from the US, and coming from the Philippines is about 14 or 15 only. So it's kind, I was kind of trying to please the people who said that, oh, I don't understand English, or some kind of like that, that it's like they say that it's so hard to understand because it's all English. So I'm trying to accommodate these people, and I learned that, and I have to follow what the data is telling me, right? So yeah, that this is what for me says the way to understand. You have to be consistent, and being consistent is to understand where your subscriber came from, to accommodate the wholeness, not only to please the few people whom I really don't know if they're going to watch the whole video or just part of it, or something like that. So that's that's how it is. And consistency is not only with this, it's also in other forms. So I'm hoping that I would be able to consistently satisfy your expectation, right? So that is from strategy number two. Now strategy number three is to manage your time wisely, which is very, very difficult. Like, spend time, it says here, spend 10 to 15 minutes each day planning out your day. And you know what? Starting a couple of weeks ago, when I was reading this, because this is just a review, I'm already working on lesson 7, and I'm sharing you lesson 2. So this is just an eye opener for me, because I've never done this. Like, well, I used to plan my day. That was about 8 years ago. But when I got married and decided to become a full-time mom, it's like you cannot plan with kids around. And then lately, when I took project management, I get involved with YouTube creating something like that. I start doing this. Like, I need to spend time to plan each day. Like, I have a planner here, like this one. I have a planner, and then I start planning what to do next, what to do next, what to do next. And you know what? Little things that you accomplish when you plan makes you happy, and it makes me happy, and it kind of makes me like not thinking that even if things are not accomplished the whole day, but you know that you did something, it, you know, it makes you feel like, oh, I plan at the end of the day, right? And something like that. So determine how many hours you need to block out on your calendar each week to manage your project. So hopefully when I'll be done with my test, because I will still be having another test for this project, because this is a bundle. This is a bundle course, so I still have another final task to be done and be completed on April, about first or second week of April. I am going to keep on doing it with the calendar, and I mean, this is really helpful, you know, especially um um like this one here. Let me see. Okay. February. See, this is my planner. I actually checked on this area here that when did I get my first 100 sub. And you see, it's so amazing because I was expecting to get my 100 sub on what, February 25, but my first 100 sub happens on February 18. Isn't it neat? And then I'm on my 165 subscribers now, and I'm hoping to, who knows if I could get 200 on February or March, what, March 25. So planning really is helping me. And also I'm planning about my homeschool days. When am I going to do my homeschool? Because I wanted to be consistent too, and also my son needs consistent time too, right? So he know what to expect. So planning really helps. And then when you determine how many hours you will plan and look at your calendar and stuff like that, you will know how to prioritize things. So it says here, it may be unrealistic to think you can get everything done, so make sure you always have a plan to get the most important things done. So that's daily priority board. You know, it has this daily priority board there, and I'm actually going to make my own. But since I decided to use a planner, things that I put in my planner, these are my priority. Things that I write on the board, or things that I like, you know, those home chores or something like that, I usually write on the board there. So this is like for YouTube, and daily chores on that one, and my subbing is in the big calendar. So that's how I prioritize things, right? So if you are not prioritizing things, I suppose you will be having a hard time, especially if you're adding YouTube in your list. Delegate, okay? This one strategy is to, project managers shouldn't do all the project themselves. Yeah, that's what I learned, because um I have the tendency to do it on my own, because I I just don't like asking for help, because I have this mindset that, you know, um, you should figure out that I need help. Why should I? And something like that. That's actually my issue with my husband. And then it's later on I found out that you need to really reach out and ask help, right? And especially one experience for that is when I was struggling with the anxiety of my son, and that it's kind of like the pediatrician was like, use your mother's instinct. So I was kind of like to the point that should I ask help now or do it on my own? And I choose ask for help. So it does not, it does not take it does not make you of a lesser person if you ask for help. So reach out. And because I was help and because I reach out, I am also reaching out to, viewers like you or like mothers out there. Hopefully I could start being I could start a topic or something that these moms can be helped to, especially when they are dealing with children anxiety. Yeah, so you have to delegate, and ask help because you cannot do it on your own. And then be organized. Ooh, it's so hard to be organized, right? So find a system that works for you to make progress on multiple fronts at the same time. This isn't the same thing as multitasking. So that is not as the same as multitasking. Multitasking is attempting to perform multiple tasks simultaneously, which means giving less than 100% to any one task. Instead, you'll need the ability to switch between tasks quickly and efficiently, but at any given time, 100% of your focus is on the work at hand. I thought that I'm so good at multitasking, but with this, it's a realization that I have to realize that don't multitask all the time. Um, just pay attention to one and organize so that you will have a better uh, expectations to be done, right? So that ends our lesson 2. Yes, this is lesson 2. That ends with our lesson 3. That ends with our lesson 2. Okay, so our next lesson is gonna be about boundaries, project and boundaries, which is very interesting for me because as a YouTuber, as a newbie in YouTube, um, I do not know how far can I share the privacy of my life, and I do not know, you know but for as long as the way I understand things is that for as long as it respect myself and it respect the viewers, and you know I would probably go through it. So there's always boundaries that we have to acknowledge, right? Are we going to do that? Something like that, privacy issues or something like that, right? So um I'm hoping that you will join me on lesson 3, and I am so happy that you are there. And oh, if you notice, my background here is already improving. Yeah. If you are new to this channel, I'm actually painting my wall, and you notice the difference from my previous lesson. My background is going to be really, really different, and I was thinking that you would just be, at the end of this, like when I'm going to decorate, I let you tell me what would be the best decoration that I could use in this one. So yeah, it will take time, but it's getting there, just like the channel, right? So I'm happy that you are with me today, and keep on watching. And if you are interested, if you're new to this channel and you're interested to watch my previous lesson, it would be on the end of this. So I'm hoping to see you on my lesson 3, and thank you very much, and be blessed. Bye bye.